guys, welcome back to Man Cave Collectibles. Today I want to take a look at our Flame Toys Kuro, Kuri Optimus Prime. So this is kind of a high-end adult collectible non-transforming transformer. If you're unfamiliar with this line, Flame Toys does some really amazing non-transforming transformers. They've done a Tarn, they've done a Star Saber, they've done a Drift in multiple colors. So this is their rendition of Optimus Prime. So let's get right into it. Let's take a look at the box on this guy. Got real nice box artwork. So this is really more of a product image of Optimus Prime here, what we'll actually have inside the box. This is number 4. I'm guessing this is the 4th figure in the set, if I'm doing the math in my head correctly. We spin this on around to the side here. We've just got, it's actually kind of a wraparound box art is what we have, so I guess we can look at it this way a little better. So you can see that his axe comes on over into actually the side of the box, and this just has a magnetic attachment here that attaches it there. As we flip around to the back, we have Optimus Prime in multiple different poses, showing a lot of his accessories that he comes with. Just some informations and warnings down here in the bottom. And then flipping on around to this side, just to have a little bit of, I'm not even sure what this is here, but kind of a similar continuation to what we had on the front and on the side there. All right, so that's what we got as far as the box. If we go ahead and open this box, you can actually see Prime there inside. The internal cover of the box, kind of a similar type setup to what we had on the back of the box, just more product images and different poses showing different accessories. And then we've got Optimus Prime himself here, who can't really see him too well because they wrap him up so well in this, in kind of these plastic, small pieces of plastic, clear plastic, just to keep him from having any paint, issues or scratches, scuffs in travel. So we'll go ahead and pull him out of here and see what we got. All right, guys, we got Prime out of his packaging and on our turntable here, and he really looks good. I'm very impressed with Flame Toys again here, as they have really brought the quality. So just to kind of run through his accessories really fast. First thing we get an instruction manual that just kind of tells you about some of the different gimmicks and things that the weapons do, as far as a sword, or that goes through articulation, that type of thing. Different poses, talks about the battery and light up feature. So fairly standard. He gets his very large sword here, and this sword is the one they were talking about with the gimmick. If you just kind of push the handle up, you kind of get that gimmick there. So pretty neat. Put that to the side. Comes with this little stand here that the sword actually, if you just wanted to display him standing next to his sword, you could do that. And has the Autobot logo on it. He has his jetpack here, which fits on his back, is articulated. These wings are articulated, these are articulated, and actually has a slot here that his blaster can fit down into while on his back. So if he was, say, wielding his axes or sword, you can fit that down into there. And we have the blaster, so you can see it is extendable there, and the handle comes down. Oops, sorry about that. So there's the blaster. Looks real nice. We got paint, detail, we got it all. Standard Flame Toys quality. All right, we've got two identical kind of like, I guess I would call them kind of like plasma swords. They're identical. And these, you can spin this out right here. See that little peg? And that will peg into his sides here. On each of his sides is a place that you can peg that in. So very nice sculpt work. We got paint on these as well. All right, and two identical battle axes. So these are nice. Lots of paint, lots of sculpt, detail. You can see on these, you know, we've got kind of a bluish paint throughout, kind of a clear plastic here on the blade itself. There's paint everywhere. You know, these are, you know, what I would call a premium collectible. You have to pay for them, but you know, you get what you pay for. We've got two additional face mask sculpts. This is a damaged version here. You can see that his face mask is damaged and kind of partially tore off, revealing his mouth. And then we have one that has no faceplate at all on it, just revealing his mouth. I've always found that kind of weird for Optimus Prime to have a mouth being a robot. So we're probably going to just stick with the one that is on him here. We'll take a closer look at that face here in a few. As far as additional hands, we got a lot. We've got pointing hands for both hands. These look good. They got paint on both. Sculpt work is nice. Very nice detail there. We've got two open hands here. And actually, each one of these has another pair to go with them as well. So you've got two different pair of open hands. As you can see, this one is very open. This one is, I guess, more of like a relaxed type hand, maybe. Okay. Moving on, we've got our trigger fingers here. And two more, I guess these would be trigger fingers as well. Probably could hold swords in these also. So pretty cool there. And then the last thing that you're given is, and I'm not going to use this out because I don't really use this myself, but this is the display stand if you wanted to use that. So I don't know, sometimes I feel like those take away from the actual look of the figure more times than not. Now they also too, they include the batteries. So that's really cool that they do that. All right. So as far as taking a look at Optimus Prime himself, let me pull him off our turntable here and we'll get a little more closer up look at what he's got going on. All right, guys, so we kind of got Optimus Prime posed up here. I'm going to keep this video really short, so I'm just going to kind of check off some articulation for you. We got a really nice articulation in the head, the shoulders. These here actually fold out to allow a lot more range of motion. If they didn't, then you know, you would not be able to, you know, get anywhere close to that type of range of motion. So they allow these shoulder areas to kind of flex and hinge in order to give you more of that, those dynamic poses, that type of thing, even on the front and on the back. If you can see that, you can see how far down he can look there. pretty decent up. As far as our elbow joint there, you basically have kind of a double jointed elbow. These flex and hinge in order to allow additional articulation. We've got basically like a ball joint here in the wrist area, and then we've got full 360 here. So those are lots of articulation there. We've got good articulation here in our waist. You can see there, we can easily move that forward and backward. Pretty cool. We've even got some articulation here in the chest pieces. So this is where your light up feature kind of looks like the matrix is lit up inside the chest. So you can fold those up if you wanted to display them that way. He's got real nice range of motion in his kind of a waist swivel there. And you can see all this as he waist swivels. Watch this area here. You can see how that will move it in. As he waist swivels, that actually moves with the waist to allow more range of motion. So really, really cool. The mechanics and engineering behind this is truly amazing. Flame Toys really does well. And then these actually move even more so. You can see those and how that does. All those flex and move to allow, as I keep saying, additional range of motion. So very cool there. As far as the, that allows a ton of range of motion here in your hip area. You can get these legs to do all kinds of things. You can almost get him in a split. Pretty cool. He's got a thigh swivel there, you can see. And they do a great job kind of not breaking the mold with that. Double jointed knees there. See how high that gets. It's a little loose, but I don't know if it's loose or if it's so heavy. They got some die cast plastic. But one neat thing here is if you watch this knee joint, watch how the knee, oh, that's amazing. As it works here, watch this area as it folds back in. It does it without, breaking sculpt. I can't imagine, how much time and effort those guys put into, engineering the movements without suffering in the sculpt and in the disc. So pretty decent range of motion here in the feet. Like I said, you can see this, the mechanics in there are amazing. Look if we can see if we can get our lighting to work with us here. But you can see just the mechanics of all that up in there. It's on a ball joint. It's pretty cool. All right. So that's kind of a quick rundown of just what we've got as far as articulation on this guy. I'll bring in a few other figures. We'll do some size comparisons and wrap up our video. All right, so here he is with the Flame Toys model kit, as well as the Magic Square Masterpiece Optimus Prime. So kind of give you a size comparison with these guys. He's a little smaller than a Masterpiece figure would be. The Flame Toys line as a whole has ran that way. So these Flame Toys and your Masterpieces are not really gonna scale well together. So kind of help you out as far as that is concerned. Let me grab his other two Flame Toy counterparts that I have. I do have the Drift and Star Saber. I got the Tarn they are re-releasing, and I've actually got him pre-ordered for later this year. So I missed out on him the first time, and then his eBay prices are ridiculous, $600-700. So I was kind of holding out, hoping for a re-release, and looks like we're gonna get that. So let me grab those other two, and we'll see how the three Flame Toys that I have look together on our review table here. And here we go, guys. I tell you, if I had to get rid of everything else in my collection and this was all I collected, I think I would be perfectly happy. These guys are amazing Flame Toys. just outdoes themselves each time they put one of these figures out. They're not flawless. They have their flaws here and there, but for the most part, you know, I don't have the QC issues with Flame Toys that we see with a lot of other figures. And I'm sure a lot of that is due to the fact that, you know, what you're paying. So they wouldn't be able to charge what they charge if they come out with a lot of issues on their figures. So there you go. There's what we got. When I get Tarn, we'll do a review on him. We'll get all 4 of them together. Till then, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, like and subscribe. Check out a lot of my other videos. I got plenty more on the way. Hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Till next time.